The quest for information is often a pain in the you-know-what. When you want to know something, you have to go looking for it. Thanks to the internet, this is considerably easier than it used to be, but even then, you have to trust the written word of a stranger. A stranger I am, but in this video you won't have to rely on my word, you'll see the results for yourself. Cleaning a motorcycle, at least for most of us, has never been a particularly pleasant experience. To a degree it's necessary, but it's not exactly fun. Motorcycles like mine, and by that I mean naked bikes, are especially annoying to clean. Without the solid plastic cover of a fairing, there's nothing to stop dirt and grime working its way into the undercarriage of your favourite lady. Thanks to the good people at Moto House, I have a selection of products here that make some rather impressive claims. S-Doc 100 is a German company, otherwise known as Dr. Whack, which produces some interesting things. The first is their Total Cleaner, which promises to both clean and protect your motorcycle. It sprays on directly from the bottle, dissolves dirt and grease, and then rinses off without leaving any watermarks. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, maybe it is. We'll be finding out a little later on. As a follow-up to the Total Cleaner, I have their Color Refresher, which is designed to restore greyed or bleached parts, like engine covers and casings, or black plastics. Much like the cleaner, it sprays on, does its thing, and then polishes off. And I'm looking forward to trying this one. The second set is a chain care selection. S-Doc's own chain cleaner and Wight chain spray, including a nifty device to protect your motorcycle from overspray of either product. The chain cleaner can also be used to remove chain grease from the swing arm or the windscreen of the car behind because you wanted to ride into hell with waiting half an hour when she's clean and ready to go. The chain spray claims to potentially double the lifetime of your chain and protect against rust. Sounds pretty good to me. Last but by all means not least are visor and helmet wipes, which are designed to soak into the blood-stained corpses of all the winged insects you mercilessly slaughtered on the way back from Morrison's 2 days ago. Our first product is the Total Cleaner. Now this makes a pretty big promise. You only need to really kind of rub it into any really stuck-in grime and dirt, but otherwise, spray on, rinse off. Let's give it a go. There are areas of my motorcycle that have been filthy since near enough day one, and the reason is I have fat fingers, and there are crevices and little gaps here and there all over my bike that I just can't reach. I've tried, and after cutting my fingers several times and swearing horrendously, I've given up and left them as they are. My aim was to spray the cleaner in as many of these little places as possible and let it work its magic. Once the gel has been applied, there's nothing really much left to do. So in this instance, you can take any time between 5 minutes and half an hour to go inside and relax.
No. You want some? Ah, not again!
So it's been roughly 20 minutes now, and I'm going to rinse the bike off, and let's see what kind of results we get. Done. Let's take a closer look. Some of the more caked on dirt on the spring still remains, but if we pan out a little, I am genuinely surprised at what an incredible job this thing has done. This needs a really good scrub. I mean, I haven't cleaned that properly in God knows how long. All I've done is spray on a cleaner, leave it for 20 minutes and rinse it off. It's done a surprisingly good job. Not bad at all. So the initial verdict on the S-Doc 100. Nice. So while the bike is drying off, I'm going to apply the S-Doc 100 chain cleaner. This is designed to remove all kinds of gungy deposits on your chain, because what normally happens is you go for a ride, your chain gets covered in road gunge. People typically come home, lube the chain, ride again, and you end up with layer upon layer upon layer of lube gunge, lube gunge, lube gunge, lewd. Then you end up with what can only really be described as a kind of gunge cake all over your chain, and that's not what we want. So we're going to be applying this. You leave it on for about 15 minutes after making sure that you've given your chain a pretty good coating, and then we'll power wash it off and see just how clean it is. Alright, time's up. It's been 15 minutes. Let's rinse it off and see what she looks like. So there are some tar deposits left on here, but if I give them a quick rub, they're coming right off. I'm going to get a cloth, give it a good wipe up, and let's see what she looks like afterwards. The chain looks amazing. Looks fantastically clean. Right back to the metal. It's done a good job. I like novel and innovative inventions. This screws into a lemon and turns it into a spray. These are herb scissors that cut 5 times quicker than normal. This stops you from getting overspray onto your wheels when you're lubing your chain. The question is, with novel inventions such as these, do they actually work? Who comes up with these ideas? And how do I buy them a beer? So now that the chain is clean and dry, it's time to apply the Wight chain lube. I'm going to be using this cover. Once fitted, that's not going anywhere. Let's give it a try. So our little cover slash guard here has done a pretty good job of collecting all the excess lube in here, and you can see that it's starting to thicken already. So we need to leave that on the chain now to cure for about 30 minutes at least, ideally overnight, and that's it. You are done. This is the S-Dot Color Refresher, and I'm going to try to apply this to my engine casing. Considering this is only a 3-year-old bike and it's been stored in a shed its entire life, I'm surprised at how much fade it's accumulated over that time. Let's see if this makes a difference. So judging by the pictures on screen right now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the S-Dot Color Refresher really is a diamond in the rough. It's done a great job of bringing back some of the faded plastics, which quite honestly I didn't expect to look quite so bad on a 3-year-old motorcycle. And in fact, until I applied and then buffed off the refresher, I had no idea just how faded they really were. And unfortunately, up until this point, there's still one product that I haven't managed to try, and that's the helmet whites, but I'll be revisiting those in a future video. So the question then, the culmination of these products, was it worth it? Well, I think I'll just let the next few clips tell you the answer. Now at this point, I think I probably know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, okay, yeah, so the bike is clean, but you know what, I could clean my bike like that too. If I just spent some time, I could get it looking that clean. It's not showroom. And you'd be correct. But what you're forgetting here is, I put nearly no effort into cleaning this machine. I sprayed on the gel cleaner, went inside and lost it a video game, then rinsed it off. Then I applied the color refresher, did the same thing, and then buffed it off. There was no heavy scrubbing, no 2 buckets of water, one with soap, one without, no duplicate mitts. It was easy. And in the considerable amount of time that it might usually take you to achieve results like this, an hour, 2 hours maybe, I did it in not only half the time, but for 90% of that amount of time, I was doing nothing. It's safe to say that the S-Stock 100 product range really speaks for itself. I was blown away when I finished using each of these things and I took a step back and looked at the bike and I thought, wow, did I really do that without doing anything whatsoever? And sure, they're a little on the expensive side, so I guess the question you need to ask yourself is, am I prepared to spend a little extra money to make my life easier? I think the answer is pretty clear for me.